What is mood? When you look at a picture, you get a feeling about what you're seeing. That feeling can be described as the mood of the picture. In literature, the author uses words to describe what he or she wants you to imagine. A talented author can choose words that convey the mood and imagery just as well as a photographer can with a photograph. What words would you use to describe this picture? Arid, shadowy, hot, sharp, jagged? What mood do these words convey? Every writer will have a slightly different way of describing the same scene. What's important is that the image in the mind of the reader is vivid, the mood is strong, and the message is consistent. If the mood of the piece is happy, the word choice should convey happy feelings. If the mood of the piece is supposed to be creepy, then the word choice should convey feelings of nervousness or fear. What mood do these pictures convey? What words would you use to describe the mood of this piece? Now let's read a piece of literature. The Bells by Edgar Allan Poe, Part 3. Hear the loud alarum bells, brazen bells! What a tale of terror now their turbulency tells! In the startled ear of night, how they scream out their affright! Too much horrified to speak, they can only shriek, shriek, out of tune, in a clamorous appealing to the mercy of the fire, in a mad expostulation with the deaf and frantic fire, leaping higher, 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 with a desperate desire and a resolute endeavor, now to sit or never, by the side of the pale-faced moon. Oh, the bells, bells, bells! What a tale their terror tells of despair! How they clang and clash and roar! What a horror they outpour on the bosom of the palpitating air! Yet the ear it fully knows, by the twanging and the clanging, how the danger ebbs and flows. Yet the ear distinctly tells, in the jangling and the wrangling, how the danger sinks and swells, by the sinking or the swelling in the danger of the bells, of the bells, of the bells, 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 in the clamor and the clangor of the bells. What is the mood? Let's look at it again and annotate the piece for mood. In the first section, we see words like alarum, brazen, terror. What do these words mean, and how do they convey mood? Hear the loud alarum bells. Alarm bells, like maybe a fire alarm, could indicate that this is going to be something a little bit intense, a little scary. Brazen, that word means bold or loud. What a tale of terror! Terror is another word for fear, extreme fear. Turbulency, that word means chaotic or confusing. Now their turbulency tells. So hear the loud alarum bells, brazen bells! What a tale of terror their turbulency tells. We have loud alarm bells that are loud and bold. They're scary and they're chaotic. In a startled ear of night. Startled is what happens when maybe someone sneaks up behind you and kind of scares you just a little bit. They cause you to start. The startled ear of night. So it's something that gets your attention. How they scream out their affright. How they scream out their fear. too much horrified to speak. They're too scared and too upset to speak. They're not clear. They're just getting your attention. They can only shriek, shriek. That's another type of scream. Out of tune. In a clamorous appealing to the mercy of the fire. Clamorous means chaotic and confusing but loud. So it's telling us about the bells and what the bells are doing. What does the word choice tell us about the mood of the piece? Is this piece calm or is this piece happy? Probably not. The bells themselves are eliciting, they're conveying a feeling of fear and terror, of confusion, but the type of fear and terror and confusion, it causes you to move to action and to move quickly. So this isn't the type of fear that causes you to freeze and stop moving. It causes you to move to action and very, very quickly, to pay attention. Let's look at another piece. The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this, and nothing more." Ah, distinctly I remember, it was the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here for evermore. What is the mood? What words did you use to identify the mood? Now let's go back to the picture that you described earlier. Using the words that you've already chosen, write a short description of this piece, conveying clearly the mood you think this piece conveys. You could even write your own poem.